What if quantum physics and Genesis are telling the same story? The double slit experiment tells us something strange. Waves only become particles when they're being watched. Pay attention to an electron and it stops drifting and becomes a single located particle. At the smallest scale that we can measure, consciousness is now woven into the fabric of matter and reality itself. This sits alongside quantum entanglement as something that stretches clean past the limit of human reasoning. We can do the math, but the math doesn't account for the transformation itself. Now, zoom out to the largest scale, and we find the universe described as a Big Bang. What if that moment was a similar process played out at an incomparably greater scale? Something capable of consciousness, sufficiently powerful and sufficiently knowing, paid attention to an infinite probability wave, roughly 14 billion years ago. Invisible energy then became visible matter. The cosmos was observed into existence. That's the hypothesis, anyway. So where does that leave us? We're made of the same subatomic electron probability waves, every one of us. And we carry this strange capacity to observe, the same strange capacity to observe those waves and watch them collapse into particles. We do it in our own small way, what the first observer did. And there's a pattern running through the Judeo-Christian Dreamtime story that maps directly onto this. 3 steps repeated throughout the first Genesis account. First, conversational thought spoken as words. Let there be light, for instance. Second, a creative action that produces something from the conversation, and there was light. Third, a review of what's been made, and God saw that the light was good. Conversation, then action, and then review. And this is repeated throughout the story. The only adjustment the whole text records came when the man got reviewed and was found to be in need of improvement. The solution was to make a woman. And apparently that was the one improvement in the entire project that the entire project required. This pattern, though, holds for us too, and not just in that ancient creation account. Every object a human being has ever made follows this same pattern. First, a conversation spoken aloud or turned over in the mind, and then the creative action, and then a review and improvement where needed. This is true of a stone axe, and it's true of a smartphone. But we've inherited Descartes from the post-Enlightenment world. I think, therefore I am. It's a smart line, but it's insufficient. Thinking alone doesn't bring reality into being or existence. It takes thought turned into observation and action to cause the probability wave to change into something material and real. Our creative actions are what define us and shape our sense of what the world actually is. We interact with our environment, and through that interaction, we come to know it and to know our own limitations within it. But we're not running a controlled, simple, double-slit experiment with 1 electron and 2 slits. We're interacting with an infinite tangle of intersecting probability waves, all moving all the time. It's enough to make your head explode. And we're not neutral operators in any of this. Our consciousness is slightly bent out of shape. It's not always a reliable feedback loop. Our egos get in the way and our limited perception lets us down, and often despite our best intentions. Still, our existence isn't pure delusion, and it isn't illusion either, whatever some Buddhists or Hindu traditions might say. Bob Dylan once put it better than most theologians manage. He called it an allusion. This existence of ours points beyond itself. It alludes to a consciousness far greater than ours, one that didn't merely observe that first infinite probability wave into being, but it has kept observing ever since. And Bob Dylan, again, has also spoken of his commander-in-chief. A Roman centurion would have understood this language immediately. When a centurion came to Jesus asking him to heal his servant, he was coming to his commander-in-chief. He knew that he had the authority to say a word and decisive action would follow. And Jesus was astonished at this professional soldier, that he had more conviction of truth than anyone he'd found in any of the religious church-going people of his time. The centurion took Jesus at his word and went home. And no doubt, when he walked through his front door and found his servant standing there healthy and whole, something in him acknowledged reality, and maybe he just simply said, "It is good."